If you're anything like me, when you hear Arabia, certain things come to mind. Things like Aladdin, Sinbad, or the iconography from the Tales of the 1001 Night, and of course the best Crash Bandicoot level there is. Yet if you look at a modern map of the world, you wouldn't find a single country called Arabia. While we have the countries of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, we don't have a country just called Arabia. For me, the name Arabia conjures up such a strong image. Perhaps that's just me watching too many movies. So where does this image of Arabia come from? Was there ever just a country called Arabia? And of course, where does this name come from? Like I said, Arabia isn't one specific country. Arabia is actually the Arabian Peninsula, known in Arabic as Jazirah al-Arab, meaning the island of the Arabs. So wait, in English it is called a peninsula, and in Arabic it is called an island? Well, the English name is more accurate this time, as Arabia is more a peninsula than an island. Located in the southwesternmost point of Asia, surrounded by the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, Arabian Sea, Gulf of Oman, and the Persian Gulf. Countries considered to be part of the Arabian Peninsula are Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Iraq, and Jordan. Aside from being geographically close together, other factors tie these countries together too. There's something of a shared culture between them. The key religion in each country in the Arabian Peninsula is Islam, and the key language in all of these countries is of course Arabic, though Arabia is just a geographic union as there's no political union between the nations, though an Arab union has been proposed as a political union of not just the countries of the Arabian Peninsula, but all of the Arab countries of the world, reaching into North Africa. Hold on, how can there be Arab countries in North Africa? I might not be an expert in geography, but I can tell you for sure that North Africa isn't part of the Arabian Peninsula. What makes countries like Egypt and Morocco Arab? Well as not being an expert on geography, I'm far from being an expert on Arab culture. Unsurprisingly though, I know a fair bit about etymology, and looking into the etymology of Arab can help us understand what ties the Arab countries of North Africa and Arabia together. I guess now would be a good time to explain the name of Arabia. That's the fundamental point of these videos. But in all honesty, there isn't much excitement in where the name Arabia comes from, simply being a combination of the regularly seen "ia" suffix for place names and the name for the people who lived in the land, the Arabs. So I guess we should look into where the name Arabs comes from, which is a rather interesting etymology. This name in the English language comes from the Old French Arabi, which goes all the way back to the indigenous Arabic term Arab, believed to mean inhabitant of the desert, which ties in nicely to the Hebrew word for desert, Arabha. This is what I feel links together the Arabs of North Africa and the Arabs of the Arabian Peninsula, as the majority of the countries in the Arab world are covered with deserts. So while we may not have a single country named Arabia, full of magic lamps, flying carpets, and other silly things that Hollywood and video games have filled my head with, I guess the closest we have to a country called Arabia are the nations of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. We know the Arab/Arabia part of these countries' names, but where do the Saudi and Emirate parts of these names come from? Well, Saudi originates from the name of the current ruling family of Saudi Arabia, the House of Saud, and an emirate is a territory under the rule of an emir, a high-ranking person in the Arab world. An emir can be anything from someone of noble birth to someone of high military rank. What we do have that can be considered Arabia is the Arabian Peninsula, which is just part, along with North Africa, of the wider Arab world. Arabia was suggested by Ahmad Al Enezi, sorry if I mispronounced that, over on Patreon, and thanks to their suggestion, they will now be honoured as Name Explain's Patron Saint of Arabia. If you want to become a Name Explain Patron Saint, then why not support the channel on Patreon? Just $1 and up earns you the chance to suggest a country or geographical location for the next Patron Saint video. And of course, thank you to all my patrons. These Extra Tuesday videos wouldn't exist without the support of you guys. So if you enjoyed these videos and want to be a greater part of our Name Explain community, then why not support the channel? Just $2 a month gets your name here with all these awesome people. Thank you.